We will see how this goes. I am going live for the first time on TikTok. I have been live for, I think, every day for at least 3 weeks, maybe longer, on Facebook. But I've been getting a lot of responses here on TikTok, so I just wanted to come here and talk. Excuse the appearance. I'm kind of on vacation and I just took a shower because it was raining and, you just had to do what you had to do. So, the reason why I wanted to come and talk on TikTok was because so many of you responded to my posts about goals. And that is Roman, one of the reasons why I had to take a shower today. Most likely it's a dog walking by and its owner. He's very protective. He also doesn't like the red and blue lights on a police car because someone got pulled over early in the morning and the lights were going and he did not like that at all. So I wanted to talk about goals, mainly because I am learning a lot about goals and a lot of things that I have learned and am learning in life about goals. And one of my first goals ever with reselling was to get out of my job. And for those of you who do not know me, I was a corrections officer for the state of Missouri, and I was considered the nice CO. I want to tell you that guy, like, kind of right up front, because there's such a stigma with women in law enforcement. I never broke any rules and I never crossed any lines, but everyone could trust me. But I could no longer stay in the system, not because of the inmates or anything like that. It was mostly because of the administration around me. So I knew I had to get out. I had been reselling for 20 years, but not seriously. So in 2022, I got serious. And I started following mostly just one person, and then that led to following more and more people. But the first person I started to follow happened to be K-Way. And I am so thankful that I got into the group that I got into, because recently I was on a Reddit thread that was horrific. And I realized that if I had fallen into the bad side of comments and people on reselling, I probably would not be where I am today. So I started following K-Way, and I got encouraged, and I got good ideas, and I got help, and I got patience, and I got tolerance, and I got everything else. And then from there, I started following Chris at Peak, and then Surfs Up, and now I follow Justin Resells and Commonwealth, and I follow a lot of other people now. But in all of that, I have had goals along the way. And the first goal was to get out of where I worked. And so I got out, and I started reselling on my own. I got out actually a whole year earlier than what I wanted to. Thankful in part to reselling, thankful in part to a horrible person that they hired, and believe it or not, that helped promote me out the door on my own. I just wanted to go. I didn't want to stay around that kind of environment anymore. So my first goals were, let me sell one thing a day. Please just let me sell one thing a day. And you know what? The glare is bothering me. So I'm going to take those off, and I can still see you. Hopefully you can see me. But one of my first goals was, please just let me sell one thing a day. And then it went to 2 things a day. And then it was 3 things, 5 things, 10 things. And that's where I'm at right now. I sell about 10 things every day. And that may not sound like a lot, that's a lot for me because it's part of my goals. And now I have to create new goals for myself. And one of the best examples of goal setting for me was one of the people that I followed. And I asked you guys about your goals because we have to have them. You have to have goals in life. If it isn't in reselling, it's with your family or it's your own personal goals. We're just not like blobs on this earth. We have to move forward, and hopefully it's forward and upward. So I don't remember when it was. I think it was last year. K-Way wanted to pay off his mortgage so that he and his wife could move into a new home and have more room for reselling. And if anybody deserves it, that guy does, because I live in a townhouse and I have way more room than he does. And I have never seen anybody hustle so bad and so much for a goal as he did. He was doing Whatnot shows, started off I think 1, then 2, then 3 a day. And I forget how many days, I don't know if any of you guys remember how many days he did it for, his goal. And I know he didn't make his goal, but he came so close. And that's one thing about goals. We can't just set them and leave them. If I set my goal to get out of where I worked, but I didn't work towards anything to get out of there, then I'd still be there. I would be miserable. I'd be working odd shifts. I would be missing out on my family's life. I can't tell you how many Christmases, Thanksgiving, Halloween parades with the grandkids, anything. Sometimes emergency situations I had to miss because I was working. And as a first responder, you don't have the choice to be like, I'm not coming in today. You have to be there. So with my goals, I had to work at them. And now I'm at this goal where I make 10 sales a day. And so what do I want to do? Do I want to make it 15 a day? And I kind of have dropped off from that. One of the goals that I've set for myself is to start picking better items. I went from, if you follow me at all, when I started this journey in 2022, like I said, I had been reselling for years prior, and I was learning that J. Crew and Banana Republic and Loft and Chico's and I can't think, Victoria's Secrets, most of that. I had 11 bins of clothing from it's just, I could sell it, but I probably wasn't going to make much money off of it. I bought it too high, didn't sell it high enough, and there it was, 11 bins taking space. So I had to humble myself, and it was awful. I had to go through each bin, remove it off of eBay, remove it off of Poshmark, because of course I don't think in 2022 we had a big deal with cross-listers at the time. And yeah, that took me quite some time. I donated a lot of it. Some of it I sent to, what are they called? Those shops, I can't think of the name of them, just crossed my mind. But I learned that those weren't going to sell. So now I'm at a whole different level, and there are some brands that I'm going to let go of, and it's one of the hardest things to do. Remember when Bugatti used to be really big? And I think Bugatti shirts are hot, but I had to stop buying them because it just wasn't worth it. I mean, if you found it for $1 or $2, yeah, but if you're finding it for 9 and 6 and 10 and whatever, no. And it was the hardest thing to pass up a Bugatti. Very, very hard. When Athleta started funneling down, it was hard to pass up on those things. And I'm not saying they don't sell, but in some of the thrift stores that I was going to, I can't spend $9.65 on something that I'm going to sell for $14. That just isn't business. It isn't good. So goals are about hustling. You have to hustle. And I was on this Reddit thread, and the main topic of the thread was some guy took a picture of, I think 10, 15 packages. And he's like, these all sold for $5 each, and I made a total of $28. And I'm like, well, dude, you're not doing it right. And a whole lot of people tried to jump in and help him, but he didn't want to hear it because he had already been on the negative side. Yes, consignment shops. Thank you. Hi, Linda. And it was like people tried to help him, but he didn't want it because he had already fallen into the negative side of reselling. And you know what I'm talking about. You know that those resellers out there that are negative, they just don't have anything good to say. They are boisterous, and they don't have the patience and the kindness that the people that I fell into. And I'm so thankful that I fell into that group, because now I want to be that person. And this person, that there was a person in the Reddit thread who tried to belittle me and attack me. And I laughed, and I was kind of like, I wanted his name. I'm assuming it was a he. It may not have been, but I'm assuming that it was. But he wasn't, he didn't want to tell me who he was, even though I was very open about who I was in reselling. And he told me, who are you? Who are you to compare yourself? And he like had this whole list of people, and he may even be on here listening right now. But I said, I'm a nobody. But I'm a nobody who has experienced a lot of things, and I can help people. Number one, I am a single income reseller. That's a big deal, because it's a lot harder to be a single income reseller when you don't have the help of somebody paying the bills, got your insurance, and everything else. So that's kind of the group that I hone in on, are the single income people, because it's tough. It is so tough out there. And that's Roman. He's very loud today. I don't know why. He didn't do this at all last night. So this is my first TikTok. And I just want to hear about your goals. I've told you about mine. My goals right now are to elevate. I want to elevate to, I just bought, a shirt, a dress. Brands I don't know. If you don't know, this is how I do it first. I put everything in the book. Everything. I have 5 of these books now. And from here, I sit at my computer and I type everything in, and then I cross list to, I put it into eBay and I cross list to Posh and then Mercari. And I have not gone on to Depop yet. I don't know if I will. We'll see. I don't know. So what are you guys' goals? Tell me. There's a couple that really stuck out that replied. The guy, and I don't remember your name if you're out there, but his first goal was reselling to buy his son a truck. That was so cool. Some people just, to get ahead. One woman was like, I do it to prove that I can. I love it. I mean, it is what it's all about. It's the greatest community ever. A lady just wrote, I think this morning, back in the day, thrifting was for poor people. And it was, and it had a very negative connotation to it. And now it isn't that way. It isn't negative. It's very positive, and, we're saving the environment, and we're keeping things from, the textile mines and everything. And I love it. And I just watched a show on that. So I'll shut up. What are your goals? What goals do you have? Even if you're not a reseller, what goals do you have? I mean, it's encouraging. I love talking about goals. I feel like I'm so far away from y'all. Let me move you closer. That way I can see too, because I took my glasses off. So hi everybody. Hi Cheryl. Hi user with a whole bunch of numbers. Avon Mom. Do you sell Avon? Avon Mom? I just want to know, how's everybody doing tonight? I want you guys to share back at me. I don't want to just sit here and talk all night. But if you can ask my friend Linda. I was on live on Facebook last night. It was my friend Carolyn, Linda, and myself. And it ended up that Carolyn and I had a whole lot in common that we didn't know. And yes, it is. And that's a great goal. You need to do that, Linda. Linda's goal is to shrink those death piles. She has so much cool stuff to sell, and she just got to get it listed. And how many excuses can we come up with? I say sometimes that I would rather clean the bathroom floor with a toothbrush than do certain things. Like right now, tonight, I want to list these. I don't know how many items there are, but there's quite a few, maybe 12. And I want to get listing on that. And then I have another page. Because I'm kind of vacationing right now, I'm actually babysitting my son's dog while they're out of town. And when I come here, I get to have more fun because there's like a lot of really cool places to thrift here. So yeah, I'll motivate you, girl. We'll talk every time. Oh, but I was sharing, yeah, last night Caroline and I got in this great conversation. Like, I had to X the live. I couldn't post it because we just ended up talking about too many people that we had in common. It was just too much, and I didn't want that really kind of going out there. So if you happen to catch the live, you were lucky to hear that part of our lives. But if not, I deleted it. So I could not. There's too much. So what do you guys, what are some, Bully, that's your name? Why is your name Bully? I was just talking about a bully on Reddit. Wasn't you though. People can be, I'm going to tell you, if you want to learn anything about reselling, you can follow me. But if you really want to learn, you're going to want to follow K-Way, Chris at Peak, Surfs Up, Justin Resells, Commonwealth. Those are kind of like my foundations, and that's where I learned everything. But you're gonna have to go like way back, like 2 and 3 years back on their videos to learn the things that I learned. You know, K-Way now is like doing bales and selling bundles, you know, and when I first saw him, he was just doing what I'm doing. He's just talking about reselling and helping people. And you can ask me any questions you want about my job, about my past, about reselling. I'm pretty much an open book. So come on in. This is fun though. Linda, I kind of like this better than Facebook. Just saying. It's a little bit like, look at all the people. Hey. But there's only 2 in here, I think. It's like they join and then they leave. They're like, oh, yeah, no. But it's still fun. Huh. Chebs, Barbara, Sammy, Angel, Kathy. Hey. Just saying hi. Hey, we're talking about reselling. If you guys have anything to say, or me and Linda will just start talking about stuff. Linda, I took Roman for a walk this morning. It was 79 degrees and I thought it was safe. We do about 1.5 miles, and I thought I was going to die. It was so muggy and humid. It was awful. I said it was like 79 going on 210 because it was, but he liked it. And now he's kind of laying on the bed, like looking out, watching everything. So yes, Roman did take me for a walk. He's so good though. He is so good with me. When we come up to people or something, I just kind of pull his leash closer and I make him walk like right on the side of me. And some guy went, he's a good dog. And I'm like, he is. I can't take credit. My son trained him. If I get a dog, my son doesn't know it, but he's going to train the dog, not me. But we went for about a mile, a little bit over 1.5 miles. And he has like a set path. And then there's also another path he can take to make the walk longer. And he tries to do that. Are you coming to protect me? Huh? I'll show you guys Roman. Where you at? There him is. There him is. He's a good boy. Oh, he likes to lick too. It's the grossest thing ever. I try to avoid the licking. I do avoid it. Oh, now I gotta set this back up. I'm so thankful my son has some cool things because he had the stand and I had lost the back to my case, so I didn't have anything to prop up. And I went in his office and I'm like, yes, thank you. I know, he's such a good boy. He's really kind of on high alert right now and I don't know why. He's probably seen a dog. I was watching, well, I'm catching up on Chicago Fire since I'm here. And there was a series where there was a dog involved in it and the dog was barking and Roman just came like running out of nowhere right to the TV and he was just like glued to it while this dog was barking. I have a list. I am going tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm actually going to that one spot. I don't know why. It's not really a secret. It's a Jewish women's resale shop. And I'm going there. Then I'm going down to the city to a Goodwill. I don't want to leave Roman alone that long, so I'm gonna, and then I have to head home to get my stuff out that sold over the weekend, and then I'll be back here. And then Wednesday I'm going, Tuesday I'm going to Savers for me. For me. I'm not, I mean, I might look for stuff to sell, probably will. But there's some things I've been wanting, like a black cardigan. And you know, if you know me, I don't buy a lot of things for myself, you know, like at the mall or somewhere. I do it. I resell it. I thrift. That's where I find my stuff. Why not? You're saving money, but you're saving a product from being dumped into the, you know, textile mines, to being sent over to, you know, another nation where it's discarded into the water. And if you guys ever smelled material that has been like stuck in water and gunk and stuff, it just smells so bad. And that's what happens to a lot of the clothing. And I know a lot of people feel that they're doing a good deed. You know, a lot of organizations feel that they're doing good by sending things over there, but how much clothing does a person really need, you know? I mean, we're kind of learning that here ourselves. But anyway, Tuesday Savers for me. Wednesday I'm going to go back down into the city one more time. And Thursday got changed because my grandson is coming back from his, he graduated this year, and so they took a trip to Cancun. So he needed somebody to pick him up at the airport. So I had to kind of scratch my Thursday, and I'm going to go get him. And Friday, garage sales. We're going to hit up garage sales Friday, Saturday, and that's it. And we're going to stay away from crazy estate sales that have numbers up to 130. Like, I know my daughter and I like looked at the sale, and it had like a lot of like, you know, glassware, a lot of MCM furniture, a lot of Christmas. What else was there? There was like a guitar, a lot of St. Louis, you know, stuff. But when the guy told me he was 17, and I looked around at the massive amount of people, and he was standing like way far back, and I guess because he really didn't have to worry about it. He was number 17, so he was going in at number 17 no matter where he was. When I walked up and I pulled the number, and I'm like, what? And the lady behind me went, yeah. And I went, yeah, I'm going to breakfast. Now, there is nothing to me that is in there that is worth me hanging around for 1:30. So yeah, I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So I left. And then though I did see another couple online estate sales that I did want to look at tonight. I do like online estate sales. You know, COVID made those really, really popular. And that's how my daughter and I really got into them. And man, we were doing really well. But people have caught up to the online sales, and now it's a lot harder. So, you know, I'm trying to think. It had to have been, I think, close to around 10:30. And I don't know. Let me see if hold on. Let me see if I can find when this sale started, if it's still out here. I just can't believe that it was like, and then again, maybe it is a sign of the times, you know, that more and more people are buying secondhand and they're going to estate sales. But I'll tell you what, I have felt like garage sales have, like, people are not, I don't even see it listed now. It's probably off of here. Yeah. Well, that makes sense because it was Sunday. So, yeah, it's not there anymore. There's a couple interesting ones though for next weekend. But yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, as times get harder, if they get harder, I'm not political at all, but more and more people will turn to reselling and thrifting, and even if they don't sell it, they're going to buy it. I stopped at the local Goodwill here, And I thought I saw moms with kids and they were looking at school clothes and they're already asking, like, a lot of school uniforms are out. At the resale place that I volunteer, they have a whole section now for back to school, and they pulled out a whole cart of uniforms, the plaid and blues and things like that that people wear. So why not? I don't get the, well, like the person said that answered my one question. Back in the day, going to Goodwill was for poor people. Buying used clothes to wear yourself was considered nasty. Now, a lot of like teenagers, kids going to college, they are so into vintage. I just read an article where the fur collars, that they used to wear, the rabbit, the mink, and even the fake, the whatever they call it, I don't know, but that age group of ones going into college, they're buying a lot of that now because they do things with it. I know, I do too. I don't see a stigma to it. When I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of choices. We had a department store called Hills, which I would kind of correlate that to Kmart, and I would consider Walmart an upgrade from those. And we had a mall, but I was never really allowed to shop there because things were really expensive. And I was of the generation where we called it Rick Rack. I don't know if that's the real name for it, but it's like the embroidered pieces of material that you would buy like on a cardboard. And we would take the jeans and we would cut the outside hem. We would add material in there, and then we would put the rickrack around the bottoms. And so we would make these super wide bell bottoms with these colorful inserts on the outside. So that's what I wore, and my mom had to make that for me. I was not allowed to go to the mall, which I think only had like maybe JCPenney's and maybe Sears. There was no such Von Maur, Neiman Marcus, Dillard's, not where I was from. So it's interesting. It's very interesting, and I think the history of reselling is extremely interesting and how it's come about. I would like to see the actual designers and stuff cut back on production, so that we don't have as much waste. So I don't have a Lazarus. I have Von Maur, and I like Von Maur, and I will shop at Von Maur. I did buy myself a pair of Viore pants, and I always take my grandkids around the holidays, and they get to go with me one at a time, and they get to go into Von Maur, and they can have one thing, whatever they want. And I think, I lie, because I say one thing, but I think Aspen got like 3 things last year, so. Oh, no, we never did. And I remember, I think Dillard's came in next, and we did have a Macy's. We had a Macy's. It was one of the main stores at the mall. And the mall was the coolest place to hang around. You had to hang around the mall. Even if you weren't buying anything, your parents gave you enough money that you could get a pizza or an Orange Julius. But what's the one in Quincy, Illinois has they have a store kind of like a Macy's. I can't think of the name right now. But to me, when you say the name, it doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound kind of prestigious at all. So, yep. We hung out at the mall. And then that kind of fizzed out. I don't think kids go to the mall that much anymore. I haven't been inside a mall. I think I took my grandson shopping for his mom 2 or 3 years ago. And he wanted to go to Lululemon. And so we went to the mall, which meant we had to go to a lot of stores. And I don't know. I didn't like the atmosphere too much. So our mall used to have a full-size carousel on the inside. And then one year they did what did they had? Gift certificates and was it diamonds that they hid in this huge sand art? And it actually was very hard and very, like your fingers got cut and stuff like that. And it was like just difficult to get into. And you got to buy your way into it to try to win the gold or whatever. I don't know. Ooh, what's a flash goal? Okay, guys, I don't know what that is, but let's find out. My flash goal is, one gifter sends a rose to you in 15 minutes. Okay, there we go. I don't know what that means. So I need one rose. Oh, in 24 minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, Spencer's. Yes, I loved Spencer's. It was a lot of fun. I liked shopping there. Yep. And if you guys are just joining, you're going to have to listen again because we talked about goals. Lots of goals. And you have to work at your goals. And sometimes a lot of work. A lot of work. And I asked everybody what their goals were. So I don't know what that means though. I'm learning TikTok. I've been live on Facebook, but over here I was like, so many people responded, let me come in here. So I sent a goal. I don't know what all this stuff is up here. Yeah, I do not know. I keep getting a banner that keeps telling me of people who sent things to different people. I don't know what that is. What was another one of my favorite stores when the mall had, like, they just tore down this really, the mall was at one point in time just amazing. It was 2 or 3 stories and had, like all the anchor stores and everything. And then it became like just like a ghost town. And they, no, you didn't. But it didn't send it to me. I wonder why. It says, I just need one. Oh, I did. Ah, yay. I don't know what it means. Thank you, Linda. Oh, I see. And it just keeps resetting itself. Oh, wow. That's kind of crappy. But they just, before they tore it down, it was like a ghost town in there. There were all these like mom and pop stores. And it wasn't, what's the matter? It wasn't that, can you see him? It wasn't like that great of a place to even be around or be influenced by. So they can see you. They can see your face. Yes, they can. They can see you. You're famous. So I don't know. Do you have to go out? You have to go out? He wants me to say the W-A-L-K word. Oh. All right, be right back. I think he wants to go out with one of his toys. I'll be back. I will be back. If you take it out, you have to bring it back in. Go on. You ready? Go on. I can't go out with you right now. Go, come on. You want me to go, don't you? You're going to have to wait. Okay? I can't go right now. I can't go. I can't play. I can't play with you right now. We'll go later. We'll go later. He has his porcupine. He wants to play. But we'll have to do that later. Yeah, I'm not inviting anybody to be a live guest unless it's Linda or Caroline or somebody else that I know. So that's about it. Romy. Or Romy. Yeah, that is a nasty pet, just so you know. Oh, you're so feisty. He's finally not pouting too much anymore with the kids gone. When I came home this afternoon, he had one of his toys and he met me at the door and he was all excited. So I think he wants to go outside and play. So it might be a very short live. So what else is new with everybody? Tell me your goals. Linda told me hers. She's got to get some listings done. I am going to start, my goal is to start, number one, comping more. If you want to follow me on Facebook, I got a ton of videos. I try to put some of them over here, but if they're longer than an hour, which sometimes they end up doing that, they won't let me put them on TikTok. But I recently went to a local Goodwill and I picked up, I think maybe 10 items. All of them were not like names that we would know. But the only reason I knew them is because I comped them out. And they were very like higher end, reselling for like 100, 180, 150, blah, blah, blah. And so I picked all of them up and I'm slowly getting them listed at this point. The mall I used to go to in Ohio is still there, but it's at that end stage of life where it's being filled with mom and pop places and, you know, things like that where people don't want to go, you know, or why go. I'll get back in here. There we go. And I didn't bring enough clothes while I'm here, so I have to get clothes when I go back home. I could wash them, but I don't want to. Oh, Romy, we're gonna play. I promise. And then it rained like crazy. I just think malls are done. And well, you guys made fun of me. I said plazas. I don't know what you call them. Open air malls. But plazas have been gone. They're strip malls. They're gone. They're slowly dying out. But reselling is really starting to go, you know, get more and better. And again, it's just a sign of the times. It's nothing to worry about. There's enough out there. That's why when people crowd the carts, I'm like, I will definitely go to the carts, but I'm not going to fight you for the items. There's enough. There is enough out there. You just don't need to do that. Like the bins. Oh my gosh. But I kind of want to go to the bins again. It's been a while. But I don't know, sometimes like down in St. Louis, well, that's where I'm at right now, but in St. Louis, the bins there, you almost need somebody there to have your back, you know, because they'll take things out of your cart. Generally, I just like to take an IKEA bag and keep it close and fill my IKEA bag. It's very different at that Goodwill than the one that is in, I forget the name of the town, Brentwood. Because down in the city, there's a lot of, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it correctly, so I probably just won't say it all. There's just a lot of different people there, and they don't have the same manners and the same ethics as I do. I'll just put it on myself. And so it's different. Things come up missing in your cart. It just don't care. Very, very aggressive. And yeah, so, and they bring their babies and they just leave them in the cart. Like they walk away from their away from their babies, and they just, it's just different. It's a different mentality. So, but the one in, I think it is Brentwood, Beechwood, I can't remember, but that one's a lot different. And that one, everybody runs to the shoes and purses, and they have big gaylords full of purses and shoes, and that's where everybody just runs to get all that stuff. It is scary. It's just so different. It's just a different mindset, and I kind of feel like you don't know, like America, they'll take your kids, you know, they steal kids here. But I don't think that, you know, other communities are more family oriented, where America is not so much. And if you leave your child behind, you may turn around and your child's gone. And that is sad and very scary. But people do it. It happens all the time. I don't know. One time I lost my son. We lived in Ohio, and we couldn't find him, and finally had to call the police, and they started doing searching for him, and I started just hoping that we would find his body. That's all. I just wanted to find his body, because I thought if I found him, then I wouldn't think about it for the rest of my life. What happened to him? Where did he go? Blah blah blah. And here he was in the neighbor's basement the entire time. People are knocking, going door to door. Yeah. We tell the story all the time. Like, I'm wishing for his body to be found, and he's over there playing video games with the neighbors. They didn't hear the door knocking or anything. Didn't tell me where he was going. Typical kid. Yeah. That's my youngest, who now has 3 of his own right now. And he's very protective of his 3. So that is that. Yeah, you know what, Linda? It does. It just keeps resetting itself. So I don't know. Subscription goal. I don't know what that means. So I don't want anybody to pay. If you have to pay to subscribe or whatever, don't do that. I'm not about that at all. I just come out here to talk and hopefully to help people, you know. You got a number 1 by you, Linda. I don't know what that means. And where's our walking girl? Oh, wow, that's all. I don't know, like, how to do any of that stuff. So that's not, I mean, I guess I can't complain about 0.07 cents. But if anybody has any questions about reselling, or Linda and I are just going to keep talking, so, you know, I wouldn't know. I remember when Caroline, the one that helps us with our taxes, her and her husband, they're, whatever you call them, tax people, accountants, and she got on TikTok for a while, and she was getting things, and she was like, oh, you know, and people were doing the weird thing to her face and changing things and stuff like that. I was like, I think that was TikTok. I remember she used to get such a kick out of it, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do any of it. I just want to talk. I want to help people. So she is hilarious, and she is my accountant, and she helps me every year. She tolerates me every year as I try to get things together for her. I keep trying. Each year I get better at it. Each year I learn how to keep track of things better. Like, I use Mile IQ for my mileage now, and of course I use Jason's spreadsheet, and I keep track of all of my expenses. And this year I'm keeping track of all of my receipts on the spreadsheet. So that's the new thing that I started to do, because last year it kind of got confusing, and I didn't use her book. I just sent her a list, and yeah, that didn't go well. So I have to use the book this year and fill in the book that they created. But it's so nice having them. And if you guys do not have an accountant for your business, number 1, you definitely need it, because the IRS, they're not playing. They'll come after you. Don't think you're going to get away with it reselling. Let me know, and I will give you Caroline's information. And I'm sure she will not, she won't be upset if I do that. But only if you're really interested. But if you are not doing your taxes, and if you are not keeping track, then, you know, what does it say? Gotta just pay your taxes. Just pay your taxes. So, and they're good people, and they work really, really hard. And again, I fell into the right group of people, and not the negative side of reselling, but the very, very positive patient side. And I got an accountant, I got a spreadsheet, I have a cross lister. I do not use Nifty right now. Everybody says, is it Nifty? No. I use Flip, And if you want to know why, you can ask me, or you can look back in my other threads. And I have nothing against Nifty at all. It's just that right now, in how I'm building my business, I'm just not using it right now. And Flip works super well for me. So I did that. So that is it. So who is out there? Who is out there? Say hi. Tell me where you're from. I'm originally from Ohio, and now I live in Missouri. And right now I'm in the city. But I actually live in a golf community, a little bit west of where I'm at, about 45 minutes west from where I am right now. And I have a Goodwill about 8 minutes from my house. And then they're building another one very close, about 12 minutes from my house. So I'm not real sure if they'll keep both of them opened. They recently just closed a Goodwill here. You know, you can almost kind of tell, you know, that they were moving clothing into other stores, telling the people in the back, you know, pull this and that, and they were sending it elsewhere, and the store got really run down and they didn't care. It was kind of like a sign. I didn't catch it until I had a friend who worked in the back, and she said they came to us and gave us the option of a bonus moving to another store, or we're done. So she took the bonus and moved to the other store. I don't like the other store she went to, though. I don't go there too often. But I like the store in the city. I like the Goodwill in the city. And I like the Jewish women's store a lot, so that helps. I have a friend who just sent me something. Do you ever have that friend who just keeps sending you memes and YouTube clips and just, I don't know. It's her. And I asked her one time not to, and she stopped for the longest time. I just said, because number one, I don't have the time to read all of them. I kind of find it, I don't want to say annoying, but it's just a little too much. Like you're spamming me. You know, just blah, 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 and she started up doing it again, so I don't know. Any advice on how to get her to stop? Because you can't block it, and you should. Facebook Messenger should allow you to block incoming things, like memes or pictures or things like that that you don't want. They should tell you, like, yeah. Hopefully she's not out there. I'm sorry if you're out there, Deborah, but I don't know. So what do you think, Linda? Should I call it a night? Take Roman outside? Nobody's asking any questions but you. We know each other well enough. There's a whole bunch of people that want to be invited as a guest, but I'm not going to do that. Not yet. I'll tell you what, I will stay until my subscription goal runs out. That's like 7 more minutes. And hopefully you will watch this live, because earlier we talked about goals and my goals. Yeah, I want to hear some goals. What are they? Resellers, speak up. I want to hear your goals. So many of you responded to my TikTok asking the question, what are your goals? And so I thought I'd come on here and chat. Nope, nobody. Crickets, me and Linda. And I saw Scott Way 23. He was in here earlier. He popped in, and I think he popped out real fast. But, you know, sometimes it takes a while. People realize you're not, you know, the negative side of TikTok, or you're not. Well, I am nobody. I don't have a problem like that. Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm nobody important, nobody famous, and that's why you can do what I can do. So that's it. I'm going to keep on trying. Kway said he went live every day for a year. Okay. So I haven't made every day, but I think I've made a lot of them. And if I don't do live, I at least post a video. And yeah, that's all I can do. Just keep trying and letting people know that I really want to help. You know, I want to be an example, and I want to be a good example. I don't know if I can be as patient as some people over being asked the same question over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But, oh, shoot. What is Carillion Breet? What is that? Tell us more, tell us more. I don't know either. Don't know. Kayla Wyatt. Kayla J. Wyatt. You know what, I wish it would show you when people come in and when they go. That would help a lot too. Like people who pop in. I do it all the time. On TikTok, I'll pop in, pop out. Some of my fun things that I like to watch, I like to watch the guys in Vietnam, because I have a friend who's there right now, and I like seeing that. And I also like watching, believe it or not, the Rat Patrol, the guy who goes through the streets in New York looking like, you know, if he sees a rat like inside the building. I don't know why I like it. Those are some of the things that if I'll flip through. I like exercise videos. I collect them. I don't do enough with them, but I collect them. I keep saving them. And I'm hoping, my daughter just told me about Nike has a good website, I guess, for working out. So I have to look that up. I forget what she said it was. But how long do I have? 3 minutes and 59 seconds, guys. That's it. That's all you have to tolerate me for. We'll go from there. But I just want your goals. That's all. What are your goals in reselling? Where are those people that responded? I really wanted to talk some more because they were really awesome. They some of their goals were really like just kind of inspiring. It just meant a lot. So the Nike Training Club app. Wondering if that's it. That might be it. Yep, 25-minute full body. All right, so everybody run and get the Nike Training Club app. And do that. But everybody, man, well, this was okay for my first time. People got to get used to me. And this really isn't my setup. I am dog sitting, vacationing, thrifting in another part of the city. Tomorrow is a big thrift day, so I most likely will do a thrift haul tomorrow night. Probably be in another part of the house because I don't think there's enough room to do it here. So, yeah, I heard it. You know what? I noticed, like where I live, a lot of the ends of the trees are falling off, and I'm thinking those are the cicadas again. Remember, well, you guys may not have. We had it was like a disgusting year last year where there were like 2 or 3 groups of cicadas that came out at the same time. I mean, they were everywhere. It was so gross. They were on the pool. You couldn't go outside. And, but when it was dying down, the leaves were falling off the trees, like bunches, the end bunch of leaves. And they said that it was because the cicadas were like having their babies, and then the babies would turn to larvae, and they were eating the twigs, and they would fall off, go into the ground, and then they would go into the ground, bury themselves for how many years, whatever, and then come out, whatever, that next cicada time. So whatever this group of cicadas, because I've noticed even here, like the ends of the trees are yellowing and falling off. Oh, Roman, he's pushing on my leg. So, it's okay, bud. It's okay. It's okay. He doesn't like fireworks too much. That one year was so bad. I had a wood pile, and I had a like a, I don't know, what do I say, like a burlap covering, and they were covering it. So what I did is took one of my cameras and I sat it up so that I could, oh, it was just so gross watching them crawl up or watching them come out of their shell. It was awful. But yeah, I put a camera there. What's up, buddy? What's up? What you doing, Roman? What you doing? What you doing? You wanna go outside? Go outside? Wanna go outside and play? Huh? It's good that he wants to. He has been pouting for 2 days now. He misses my son very much. But it's so hard. They don't realize they're coming back. And he's probably like, God, I'm stuck with her. But, all right, so I have to keep that. There we go. You can see me again looking at the estate sales. Why my lips look so red? I don't know. All right, guys. I have... My subscription goal was not achieved. Boo! We can't expect a lot. But I'm going to go for now. Linda, we can probably go on Facebook later on tonight. Oh, it's already at 8:30. I will see everybody tomorrow night with my thrift haul. Like I said, I think it's 75% off pants at the one place that I'm going, both men's and women's pants. And then it is... yeah, down to the Goodwill in the city where they have a really lot of really nice things that come in. So, but I can't stay gone that long because I'm dog sitting and I have to go all the way back to my house to get the stuff that I sold already and get that out. So, all right. Oh, girl, it's all right. Shoot. I've only been doing this, what? How long have I don't know, 3 weeks? I don't know if Roman's going to want to go outside with that. Somebody's setting off some loud fireworks. We'll see. But I'm going to take Roman outside and we'll decide. We'll decide if we're going to go back to Facebook or if we're going to stay. I kind of like this whole thing, but I don't know. Oh, so look at this. So I have to take this puzzle piece and I have to put it there. Wait, why didn't it do it? Unable to verify. Why? There, I had to verify. Bye, everybody. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you. Let me know your goals. That's it. Bye. How do you finish it on here? Oh, that's a new one. I don't know how.